Hey everyone, it's Omar Almodovar here with Elite Recruits. In today's video, we have a very special guest. One of our own alumni is taking the time to share his journey with us through the recruiting process from junior college to the 4-year level, what he's learned so far, and what advice he has for the younger generation that's going through the recruiting process now. So go ahead, man, take it away. Tell them your name, where you're from, where you were at when we first got connected, and where you're playing now.
Hello, everyone. My name is Damian Carreon. I'm from New Braunfels, Texas, and year before last, I was at Alvin Community College outside of Houston, and I'm a utility player at Texas A&M University, Kingsville.
Yes, sir. So let's take it back a little bit, right? Before we started working together, what was going on with your recruiting process at that point, and where were things at for you?
Well, I mean, from early on, I was class of 2020, so it was a difficult time for recruiting. COVID happened, so a lot of options were, I mean, they were very thin. Let's just say that. But up until then, after my program that I was with, recruiting was very hard, I should say. But July 2023, I was blessed by Coach Jason Schreiber at Alvin Community College, who took a chance on me, gave me a vote of confidence to come in and earn a spot for the Dolphins. And I mean, I had one of the best seasons of my life. But late into the season, I didn't have any options, and I did not know where to turn, and what I did not have a platform whatsoever. No media following on Twitter, X, or Instagram, and I mean the only platform I really used was my own personal video library, was YouTube. But again, I didn't have any really any guidance, and I couldn't get my name out there.
100%. And I hear the saying way too often that, hey, if you're good enough, they'll find you. You're playing in one of the best JUCO regions in the entire country, playing JUCO ball in Texas, and you're having a phenomenal year on both sides of the ball. You're hitting above 300 playing every day, playing both the infield and outfield, helping your team. So you were putting up numbers and doing great, but you still didn't have any options out there just because coaches didn't know you were out there. So once we got started, we talked about your goals and we put together a game plan to help you get there. Talk a little bit about, how important it was for you to like actually have a game plan and have guidance rather than continuing to try to figure it out on your own.
Well, I mean, in this game, just in life, I believe I'm a firm believer. It's not about what you know; it's about who you know. And I mean, getting your name out there is extremely important. Again, I played in Region 14, and I mean, I'm playing in a conference with San Jack, Blinn, and you can shine in that conference, but at the end of the day, there's the same amount of players, same position that are going to get the right looks, or
Exactly.
they're already gotten the looks. So again, your options are very thin. So you need some kind of service, you need the guidance to really get to that next level that you want to get to. So I mean, and at that time, I didn't have any guidance. I didn't have my name out there. I mean, I had great numbers. I was playing against the best teams, the team that just won the JUCO national championship,
Mhm.
and I put up numbers against them. But at the end of the day, it's like I did not have the options come May.
Exactly.
I didn't have any leads, contacts. I didn't have anything. So, but once I found you, and I mean, I really got to get myself out there, get my videos out there. It can't just be. I couldn't do it on my own. And you can put them on Twitter, but at the end of the day, if you don't have a big following already, you're not gonna get anywhere. Retweets get you so far, but you need a platform. You need some kind of contact to repost, put your name out there to really get you the right exposure.
100%. And I think that's a key word you just said, right? It was towards the end of the season when we first met. You were putting up the great numbers, playing the great competition, but you didn't have the exposure. So that's why you weren't getting offers. Had nothing to do with your skill set as a player or your stats, because those are all good. It was just coaches didn't know you were out there. So obviously, we connected pretty late into the season. Talk a little bit about results, right? What actually happened for you when you got inside the program and what changed with the attention you were getting from coaches?
I mean, it's simple. I mean, I just made my. We had the videos. I had everything, live streams, in-game videos, and it got out there. So I mean, videos are key. Fielding and hitting, and I mean, once that got out there, made our compilation videos. Your platform, where y'all have a huge following with coaches. you'll help repost my videos. I'll posted my videos as far as like, putting it within your own platform. And I mean, from there, I jumped up to, I don't know, a lot of followers, a lot of followers, a lot of likes. Coaches reached out to me. Coaches, wanted to set up meetings, calls. And yeah, I mean, it's just, I had the right exposure and I had the, coach schools that I didn't even dream of getting actually came to me, followed me. And I mean, that's like, I feel that's the great first step into building a relationship as far as finding your next home.
100, right? Exactly, right. And again, it had nothing before that, right? Those are schools that you're interested in, but just didn't have the connection to get to them. But because you're already a good player, all it took was putting you in front of the opportunity for you to get those. And the rest was history. So a lot of players watching this, right? They might wonder what it's actually like inside the program. From your experience, how would you describe, the support, the communication, and like just your overall experience?
All my experience was amazing. I mean, you and I are almost in contact every day. I mean, of course, I'm sweating bullets almost every day trying to find the next home. But I mean, with you and within the program, I mean, you were very, I should say, receptive and understanding of what was needed, and there was nothing holding back. There was no sugarcoating, and what was actually, where I needed to be, what was the right fit was provided, and any experience and guidance was shared, which that needed to be shared was shared. So I mean, I was grateful for the program, everything that was provided for me, and I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be where I'm at today without it.
I appreciate you, man. That means a lot because I still remember. I know it's been a while, right? Like you've already played an entire season at your new school. You're there in the fall, and it's been a while since you're actually inside the program. But I still remember those calls. I still remember, how stressed you were about finding your next home because you did everything you could on your own, right? And it was just like it was honestly a pleasure for me knowing the type of kid that you were. Forget baseball, how you go about your business the right way, how respectful you are. That for me, it's a joy to pick up the phone and call coaches, right? Because I know that I'm sending them a good product. So all of this is testament to who you are and the work that you've put in. So kudos to you on that. Let me ask you this. When we first connected, were you unsure at first about working with somebody online you had never met before or paying for recruiting help? And, what ultimately changed your mind?
Of course, I mean, there was some skepticism as far as, I mean, should I invest in this? Because it's not just me wanting an investment, it's also the families as well. And I
Mhm.
mean, of course, discuss it as a family, mom and dad, and we discussed, like, okay, is this the best option? Yeah. We had second thoughts because there are platforms, there are services that provide this, but what do they really do? And I bought into that just like many other families. And of course, not to sling any mud or name names, but I mean, it's just at the end of the day, it's like they overpromised and underperformed. They promised you everything but the kitchen sink. But once I really got to working with you, hearing what y'all do as a service, what needed to be done on my end, and what y'all do on y'all's end, I bought into it, put my whole faith and confidence into it, and everything came back.
Yeah.
Everything that I wanted as far as getting connected with the coaches, talking with them. I mean, my biggest problem was getting in front of these coaches.
Mhm.
And I had that. I had the batting average, the hits. I played against these top teams. I have the GPA, but so do every other. So does every other player. So getting in front of these coaches and working with you guys within the program, I mean, it made it a lot simpler.
Exactly. And I like how you said that. Yeah, there's a lot of people that overpromise and then underdeliver. But for me, it was the opposite, right? I was like, hey, look, it's late in the season. I know you have these numbers, but we need to be realistic about the expectations. So I actually underpromised you and then we over-delivered, right? Because you ended up going to right now, you're playing in probably one of the best D2 conferences in the entire country. And it's exactly where you want it to be. You're close to home, you stayed in state, everything that you were looking for, but I wasn't over promising you that up front because I didn't know if we could get there, right? I know you're a good player. I can't promise you that you were going to get there, but I could promise you is that I was going to work as hard as possible to get you in front of all the coaches. And then the rest is up to, if they have a need at that position and if they think that you're the right player, but that's the way it should be, right? So yeah, if somebody is watching this and they're still like on the fence about working with me, what would you tell them?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's. I mean, the families have to come to realization they can't depend on, you know, they can't always depend on their child's performance. And as a player, you can't always depend on your performance. You have to put your name out there. And I mean, it's all about, again, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know.
Yeah,
So if you're on the fence, it's got to be, y'all have to come together and realize that you need to get your name out there somehow or some way. And I mean, it's just, I mean, again, there's so many players out there. It's a crazy nation. Everyone plays baseball. There's the transfer portal, and I mean, you have to play at the next. If you want to see your son, if you as a player want to play at the next level, you have to do it. You have to get your name out there. You have to get the right exposure, and your name has to be out there.
exactly. I couldn't have said it better myself. Now, if you had to leave one piece of advice for guys that are going into the recruiting process or are going through it and are struggling like you were, what's the biggest piece of advice that you could give them to see the end of the tunnel?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of a cliche statement, but you have to be patient first and foremost. Parents, players, you have to be patient. Um, it's it's a grueling process, and I mean, it's something that everybody goes through. But at the end of the day, you have to put your full faith and confidence into this service and to the person you're working with, and you have to trust the guidance that they're giving you. Now, I mean, if me personally, that I can say to other parents, other players, um, we can't buy into delusion.
That's a
At
good
the end
one.
of the day, it's like that. I mean, we can't buy into delusion. We have to understand ourselves as athletes. You have to understand your player as an athlete. You know, it's you have to understand that there's a lot of schools out there. There's a lot of junior colleges. There's D1s, D2s, D3s, NAIA programs. At the end of the day, if you want to see your child, you want to play at the next level. You can't buy into delusion. You have to go to a place where you're going to play at the end of the day, and it's all about getting a degree first and foremost. That was my biggest thing. I want to get my degree because baseball has always been my life, but I've always been a student first.
Exactly.
So, and at the end of the day, I want to walk out of a program at a university with a piece of paper saying that I got my degree in finance or I want to get my MBA. So, I mean, just understand that it is a process, but you have to go to a place where you're going to play. You have to go to a place where you're wanted and where it's going to be a best fit for you as a player and as a family.
I couldn't have said it any better. You know what's funny? I was completely off topic, but I have to say it. It's funny how it's been a while since you were inside the program and we went through all of this, and it's so cool to me to still be. You're all. It doesn't matter. This is not going to be edited. I don't care. This is just honest speaking. Like it's
Mhm.
crazy how much like we're able to continue to grow our relationship even though we're not working together right now, but seeing like how much you've grown even in the way that you speak and you articulate yourself from when we were going through the recruiting process when you're in junior college and stressed and going crazy and worried about it to now how much knowledge you have and like how well spoken you are. Like that's really cool for me to see how much you've grown. And again, you haven't been part of the program for over a year and a half now, but still being able to keep in contact and keep that relationship, like that to me is everything. So that's all I got for you, man. I appreciate you taking the time to share your journey. And we'll be in touch, man. I know you're gonna have a great year,
I
graduation
appreciate it.
soon,
Yes,
MBA, law
graduation.
school, and we'll be in
Yeah.
touch.